Hi friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about blush. I know that there have been a lot of new blush releases on the market and it can be overwhelming. There's so many options to where you're probably like, which one do I want? Which one's the best for me? Which formulas am I not gonna like? And that is where your bestie Tati comes in. I'm gonna help you figure out which one of these new blushes is right for you. So we're gonna dive into it. I am very excited because this is where I thrive. So let's get into it. Before we dive into the world of blush, I do want to just quickly share what's on my eyes. I was dabbling in some Glam Light palettes, and this is the one that I chose for today. This is the Retro Raggy palette. This was one of their Scooby-Doo collab palettes. This is one of my favorite palettes from Glam Light, and every time I pull it out and create a look, I'm just obsessed with it. I just think blue and green look so beautiful together. That is what's on my eyes today. I really wanted to play around with some color because I haven't really been doing many colorful looks lately because I've been really lazy. I have my notes here about the new blushes. I have 6 different blushes from different brands that we're gonna talk about today. Let's start off with these blushes right here from Basma Beauty. Now, if you're not familiar with Basma Beauty, they are recently-ish, when I say recent, I mean like the last year or two, to Sephora, and they have one other product, which is their foundation sticks. I actually have one. Let me go and grab that. This is what their foundation stick looks like. I'm sure you've probably seen it before all over TikTok. It went super viral. This literally looks like skin. It's insane how undetectable this foundation stick is. I have really been a fan of this brand since I tried this out. These blushes retail for $28. I have 3 shades. These do have a radiant finish, but it is a more buildable blush. So if you want something that's a little bit more buildable, if one day you kind of want to go a little bit sheer, more natural, and then the next day you're like, I want pigment, I want this color to be seen from Mars, you can do that, but it still looks natural on the skin. It's not like the Juvia's Place pigment, you know, but it still does show up if you want to build it up, you know? This is also considered a lip and cheek tint, so you can use these on your lips as well. What's really cool about this is that the packaging slides to the side. I love this feature about this. It's so different from any other blush packaging on the market, and I also will say this formula is pretty different from any other blushes I've personally ever tried or even have in my collection. This is the Cherry Red shade. It's very beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and give this a swatch. It's gonna show up pretty sheer, but you can build it up like I said. You can definitely still see the pigment. I'm gonna go in with a second layer of this one. See, it's very buildable. If you don't want it to be this intense, you can just stick with the first swatch and you're good to go. This one is Fuchsia, which is a really beautiful bright pink. This formula does claim to be non-sticky and long wearing. I really didn't have a problem with this formula fading throughout the day. So pretty. This last one is Burnt Orange. Wow, that orange shade, oh, gorgeous. I feel like this is great for those of you who want a more everyday blush, but yet you still want it to be buildable. This is the BK Beauty 109 brush. I love this brush for literally everything. I'm gonna use it for this, and it fits perfectly in this as well. You're gonna see beautiful. I really dug my brush into this blush though. It is such a gorgeous shade, and look at that finish. It does have a more glowy kind of finish, but I feel like it looks so beautiful on the skin. Once you set this with powder, you won't need to put any highlighter on. Let's try this one. I just spot cleaned this brush. This one is Cherry Red. Oh, so pretty. And I'm gonna show you how Cherry Red looks on the cheeks. Really beautiful. And I'm not gonna build these up. I just want to show you how it initially looks, but you definitely can build it up. That is so pretty. And I am cleaning this brush between swatches just so you guys are aware. I just love this brush so much, I want to buy another one. The last shade I have is Fuchsia, which is this really beautiful bubblegum kind of pink. Now this is a shade I do feel like I do have to build this up to get intensity. Like with the orange and with the red, I feel like one layer is good for me, but you see, this one definitely needs to be built up for me on my skin tone. But see, very buildable, very pretty. Let's move on to the Juvia's Place blush slider. So this retails for $18. This is the second formula of the liquid blushes. You all know about the liquid blushes, but this is their newest formula. This is basically a blush and a highlighter in one. This formula also has radiant pearls in it as well. But to me personally, it kind of looks almost like glitter, but it still looks really pretty on the skin. The best way to apply this for me is putting some on the back of my hand. I like to use this on top of their liquid blush. This is the shade Barbie Rose Glow. I am going to take some on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to apply it to the cheeks. So I will tell you, I found with this particular blush, by me putting on a lot of this blush, you can get that buildup. But for me, I feel like this is a bit too much. If you want something super radiant and super glowy, then this is the blush for you. Keep in mind, this is a liquid blush, and I do feel like depending on what shade you get in your skin tone, this could be really, really pigmented and not as easy to use. But there is another blush that I'm going to share with you that might be better for you, that's going to still give you that glowy kind of effect. Let's talk about the LYS blush sticks. These retail for $20. Now, I have so much that I wrote down about these. So there are 5 different shades on Sephora, but there are 2 specifically exclusive to the LYS website, which I do have my hands on right here. The shade right here is Outgoing. This is the one that's exclusive to the LYS website. So these are extremely pigmented. You do not, when I say you do not need a lot of this, you do not need a lot of this. So just gonna do a couple little swipes on here. And this is the shade Outgoing. This is the shade that I really thought Bubbly was gonna look like. But this is my kind of blush. This is like the perfect pinky toned kind of blush. Gorgeous. And do you see the radiance on here? Almost kind of looks like the Basma Beauty. Definitely can build this up. Like, this is a glowy blush that I love. Love these blushes. These are extremely pigmented. I really would just tap and you're good to go. And honestly, the fact that these are $20 is insane to me because the quality on these blushes is so good. This is so good. So this is the shade Outgoing. Outgoing is absolutely gorgeous. Let's go into Courageous. Now, Courageous is an orangey color. This looks beautiful. This was my first time trying this color, and then it's also going to be my first time trying this color. But I've tried the other 2. So pretty. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this. It's an orange blush, and I love orange. For some reason, orangey glowy blushes like this always look more highlighter to me than blushy. Maybe because my skin tone is warm, but I really have to build this one up to get it to show up so it doesn't look like a gold highlighter. You see, with this one, I only had to go in with 1 layer, but with this one, 2 layers. She's glowy and she's cute. I really, really love these blushes. Okay, so those are those 2. I'm gonna take this one off. It's not gonna be perfect. My face looks a hot mess right now, but doing it for the video. So Unfazed is like a berry plum kind of color. So pretty. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Look at that. Stunning. You really cannot go wrong with any of these. And the Sephora sale is coming up in about a month. So if you want to wait for the sale, get it at a discount, definitely, go for it. But these are $20, so these aren't going to break the bank too much. But these are just such a beautiful formula. I do feel like this one is a lot easier to work with than the Juvia's Place. The pigment level is still up there like Juvia's, but I just feel like these are quicker to blend, a lot easier to blend, and I feel like these aren't like that wet glow. Okay, so next blush we're going to talk about is one I haven't really used on my channel. I did use it in my everyday makeup routine look, so if you haven't seen that video, definitely go and check it out. But I'm going to use all 4 of the shades in today's video. So these are the new KVD Good Apple Blush Balms. These retail for $34. These were inspired by their viral foundation. Do you all remember when that foundation was all over the internet? Every time you'd scroll, it was there. It was in your face. Yeah. Well, they have 4 different shades in the line, but that's not bad. You get 2 blushes for the price of 1. And this is a pretty big compact, so this is going to take you a while to go through, especially because the pigment level is definitely up there. These have a pore blurring and velvety kind of finish, which is very shocking to me because when I first tried these, I was like, oh, these are gonna be dewy, balmy, you know, like the Good Apple Balm. I hear that, I think like really dewy and stuff. These are not like that. These literally do have like that velvety kind of finish. So one of the claims is that it's supposed to last all day as well. It is also non-comedogenic for those of you who are curious about that. And it also has apple extract, but of course it is the Good Apple. So of course they had to have some type of apple in there. This blush duo is called Red Meadow. Let's start off with this shade right here. And as you can see, the pigment is definitely there. Compared to the other glowy blushes that we tried today, it's not nearly as glowy as those other blushes. It has a tiny, like, natural kind of glow, but nothing overly radiant, you know? So I do love that. As you can see, the pigment is definitely there. And then we have the red one. And honey, I keep forgetting the red one has intense pigment, but it's so pretty. I've also seen some of their videos where the purpose of them having this duo, having a lighter shade and a deeper or brighter shade, is so you can kind of layer them together or do like an ombre blush effect. So basically, I guess, take the red one, we've already have the lighter one here, and take the red one and keep the red one higher up. So that is an option as well to give yourself that more ombre blush effect. I really, really like these a lot. These really surprised me. I'm gonna switch my brush. I have been spot cleaning it in between. I'm just gonna go ahead and change the brush. I'm gonna start off with this one, this like deeper berry tone. I feel like this brush, my face is still kind of wet, so that didn't really work out very well. Let me try this one. Okay, there we go. Also, please ignore the application. It's not gonna be the best or the prettiest. I just want you to see the color. They really did think these duos out because these shades pair perfectly together. There's one more duo I wanna go and pick up. Honestly, for me, I would not reach for this shade very often. I don't really usually wear blush shades like this. If you want a purple blush, you have one in this duo. A little bit more out of the box because of this purple right here, but there are some people that I know that really do love purple blush. You have oily skin, combo skin, dry skin, anyone can use these blushes. We're moving into a powder blush. This one is from REM Beauty. Now this blush retails for $20. There are 8 shades in the line. This is a matte blush. It also kind of has like a blurring kind of quality as well. This shade that I have is called Strawberry Nebula. I am gonna use this on this side just so you all can see. Now this is a blush you definitely have to build with about 2 to 3 layers, but it definitely does build up. I don't know if you can tell, but it does have like a blurring kind of quality to it as well. A lot of the shades in the line look a lot more natural kind of blush shades, but I really have been loving this blush a lot. It is such a really pretty blush. Now, if you're looking for a more powdery kind of blush, this is the blush for you. If you're tired of all of the creams and the liquids, it is nice and refreshing to see a powder blush. We don't really see a lot of powder blush launches. Everything's just been cream. Lastly, for new blushes on the market, we have this Cheek Clapper Trio from One Size. Now, what's really nice about this is you get 3 different finishes in one. You get a cream blush, a powder blush, and then a more glittery highlighter blush topper kind of blush. What I love the most about these Cheek Clapper Trios is that you really don't have to do the guessing work. You know, if you go in with a cream blush and you want to set it with a powder blush, you'd have to look in your collection to see what blush matches the cream. But with this trio, you have all 3 of the same shades, just in different finishes, which is so nice. So I really love that about his Cheek Clappers. But let's put it on the face. Let's see. We're gonna start off with the cream, which I love this cream formula. I wish we had it as singles. Look at that pigment. This is the shade Girly Pop. So if you want a brighter kind of pink, this is the one for you. This is the newest one. I love this cream blush formula because it has so much pigment compared to the REM Beauty. This pigment is insane, and this is just the cream. It also kind of has like a soft matte kind of finish as well. Then we're gonna take the powder, which, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, that's a lot. That's such a lot. Wow. But you know what? For the video, I'm really not the biggest fan of this particular shade because it's very hard pressed to where you really have to like scrub your brush in there, and it's like chunky like. So this like looks like glitter to me. Not a fan of the glittery kind of shade, but the cream and the powder, gorgeous. Comparing it to the REM Beauty, honey, this is intense, but it is a lot more cooler toned than this one. This pink is more warm tone. Just finished up my makeup, and I did go in with a little mixture of the REM Beauty blush and the One Size blush. A little bit like an ombre. Is it much of an ombre? Probably not. I think the shades are beautiful together, but I really, really, really do hope that this video was helpful for you in case you were on the fence about any of these blushes, or if you've just been eyeing it and you're kind of like, is this the right blush for me or not? But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.